What's up, Tiki Team? Welcome to the channel. My name's Spesh, helping you conquer the Horde, and this week is going to be a massive week for all of the DLC information for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War's Season 6 Call of Duty Zombies map. I know, we are getting so close. The final Zombies map for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is just a few weeks away, and we need all the information that we can get. So in this video, we're going to be discussing everything about the storyline implications for this brand new map. So if that kind of tickles your fancy or rubs you the right way, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's hop right into it. So as we have learned over the past week or so, and especially with some of the intel that's going to be coming out probably today as well as the rest of the week, we are going to be trying to rescue Kazimir Zykov from the Dark Aether. For those of you that don't know, Kazimir Zykov has been the one talking to us through the trials machine. So like, for example, whenever we would complete a trial and it would give us an intel, it would be Zykov talking to us through the trials machine from the Dark Aether. He was able to send us recordings of himself to the trials machine, I guess, from the Dark Aether. But we are not the only ones that are trying to rescue Kazimir Zykov. In fact, Omega is also trying to rescue Kazimir Zykov as well. So Kazimir Zykov at the beginning of Die Maschine was in the very first intro cutscene where he got trapped inside of the particle accelerator machine sent in there by the Russians to shut it down. Now, Omega thinks they need to get him back out of the Dark Aether because not only has Zykov been communicating with us about different things inside of the Dark Aether, but he's also been communicating with Omega. So right off the bat, we're kind of like, maybe Zykov is a sketchy guy? I mean, that's kind of weird that he's communicating with both sides. But when you think about it as the fact that he just wants to get out of the Dark Aether, maybe it makes a bit of sense. But diving deeper into this, could Kazimir Zykov actually be the Foresaken? Like, let's just ponder that for a second. This whole time that we've been talking to Kazimir Zykov, has he actually been the Foresaken this whole time? And there's a lot of different things that kind of back up this theory. First and foremost, as we learned at the beginning of Firebase Z, people would be sent into the Dark Aether and it would change them immensely. Just a few people that went into the Dark Aether at the Kazan site in Firebase Z were transformed into mimics and zombies and just all these different kinds of creatures inside the Dark Aether. Theoretically speaking, Kazimir Zykov has been inside of the Dark Aether longer than anybody else because he was sent in there to shut down the particle accelerator machine by the Russians after the Germans had started it up to start Operation Balder by sending the German army into the Dark Aether. So it's kind of strange to think that this guy has been in the Dark Aether longer than anybody else and he is still communicating with us and acting like he's just a normal human being. Samantha was in there for, what, a couple of days, and now she can open portals with her freaking hands. I mean, there's no way that Kazimir Zykov is just some normal-ass dude in the Dark Aether. So there are a couple different possibilities here where the Foresaken and Zykov could be the same person. The number one theory is that maybe the Foresaken is just pretending to be Zykov, kind of like how he pretended to be Valentina's father inside of the Dark Aether. We know that the Foresaken can mimic others' voices and basically convince them that he is who they want him to be. Valentina wanted the Foresaken to be her father, so that's exactly who he was. He became her quote-unquote father, and he just convinced her that she needed to open the Dark Aether and let him out. And she almost succeeded. Now, Kazimir Zykov has been convincing both Omega and Requiem that he needs to be let out of the Dark Aether because he is their only chance at stopping the Foresaken. Realistically, there's a good chance that he actually is the Foresaken and that's why he's trying to get out, and he's had this plan all along. He knew that if the Valentina thing failed, they were going to need him to beat the Foresaken inside of the Dark Aether, but if he is the Foresaken, that's just another way that he can find his way out of it. So in that theory, Kazimir Zykov is actually dead and the Foresaken is just pretending to be him. But another prevalent theory is that Zykov actually turned into the Foresaken. He's been in there longer than anybody. He has this hierarchy inside of the Dark Aether with the Ancient Ones, the Elder Gods, all this different species that are inside of the Dark Aether, and he has found a way to rule them all. He made an ultimate sacrifice at the particle accelerator Die Maschine site by going in there to shut off the machine, and now he has become more powerful than he could have ever imagined. So realistically, we could be talking about Kazimir Zykov, and he is the Foresaken, and everyone says that he is the only way that we're going to be able to beat the Foresaken is with Kazimir Zykov, when in all actuality, he is the Foresaken. So with that being said, there's a good chance that Kazimir Zykov / the Foresaken gets released into the world at this final site inside of Black Ops Cold War. And both Omega and Requiem do want to take him out, but for different reasons. Requiem realizes that he poses a massive threat to the world, and Omega realizes that if he gets out, that he'll be able to stop their plans for the future, so they need to take him out now, and that's Kravchenko's plan, and they plan on using Kazimir Zykov to do it. Requiem sees Zykov as the #1 intelligence for the Dark Aether in the entirety of the universe. Nobody knows more about the Dark Aether than Kazimir Zykov. Both sides want to use Zykov for his knowledge to A, defeat the Foresaken, and B, win the war against the other side, because, I mean, he has so much of this technology and stuff from the Dark Aether, it's only a matter of time before they can weaponize that. Now, of course, going into this final map and trying to figure out how we're going to save Zyk is going to be fleshed out here over this next week or so, because we're going to be getting a brand new gameplay trailer and plenty of other stuff along with that. So if you haven't already, watch this video on the screen now to learn all about what we're getting with DLC 4. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. I want to give a quick massive shout out to any of our channel members or Twitch subs over on the channel, and a big extra shout out to the Zombie Richtofen member, starting off with #BestMod, Strict Archer, the walking dad joke himself, Commander Quip, and the man, the myth, the legend, Tiz Brandon ZR.